After studying this module, you shall be able to know and understand the concept, importance and historical background of ethics in research, learn about various ethical issues and ethical standards, learn about various ethical principles. Ethics are the moral principles by which we conduct ourselves. Psychological ethics, then, are the moral principles by which psychologists conduct themselves. The concern about ethics in social research is identified using the shift from powerful citizens to ordinary citizens. In addition, there are three developments that led to a much increased awareness of the ethical guidelines in social research. One, the influence of feminist methodology encourages a scholarship that is based on trust, openness and non-exploitative relationship. 2. Subjects are treated as equal partners in research. 3. An agreement on ethical standard is signed by the researcher, which then finance for the research. Importance of ethics in research. Ethics are important in research for various reasons, which are as follows. 1. It involves manipulation of variables. Ethics are important because there are some experiments involving holding together information from participants. Focus on the study of personal or private variables. So if there are ethics in research, all these can be taken care, and ethics also helps in obtaining appropriate results. It focuses on the values that are important for collaborative work like faith, responsibility, shared respect and equality. It also helps to build public support for the research and promotes a variety of other important moral and social values. It helps in understanding that should be taken care of while conducting a research, such as confidentiality of subject, informed consent, avoiding the situations that can cause harm to subject. Historical background. In order to guard human subjects involved in a research, ethics was formed. The Doctor's Trial of 1946 to 1947 is the first ethical guidelines. This trial considered the actions of Karl Brandt, Adolf Hitler's personal physician, as well as number of other people involved in human experimentation for the Nazis throughout the Second World War. This resulted in physical and psychological harm to the participants or even death. This trial resulted in Nuremberg Code, which is a 10-point code, which focuses on protecting the participants in medical research. Nuremberg Codes was established in 1948, focuses on the informed consent of human subject. Important. This means that the subject should be given benefits for the participants. This code was the first international document which talked about voluntary participation and informed consent. The core components of this code included informed consent of the participant. The results should be for the good of society, not random and unnecessary. Research should be conducted in order to avoid all unnecessary physical and mental suffering and injury. Participants should be free to leave whenever they want. Whenever there is any ethical issue, the researchers should terminate the research. Helsinki Declaration was signed to promote responsible research with human. The World Medical Association developed the Helsinki Declaration, which is revised and updated periodically since 1964, with the last update occurring in 2000. It includes basic ethical principles for conducting biomedical research and specifies guidelines for research conducted either by a physician in conjunction with medical care or within a clinical setting. It addresses the unique vulnerabilities of human subjects solicited to participate in clinical research projects other than those given in Nuremberg Code. The principles developed within the Helsinki Declaration include, in order to review potential research, they focuses on the necessity of using an independent investigator. Employment of a medically qualified professional in order to supervise the research and assume responsibility for the health and welfare of human subjects. The accuracy of research results should be preserved. Obtaining informed consent from the research participants. There should be rules related to mentally incompetent persons and children. Focusing on evaluation and treatment of patients. Focusing on the medical situations that are considered appropriate and safe for research. The National Commission for the Protection of Human Subjects of Biomedical and Behavioral Research has given ethical guidelines that are included in the Belmont Report of 1979. The report outlines 1. It includes ethical principle for research with human subjects. 2. Boundaries between research and medical practice. 3. Focuses on respect for persons, beneficence and fairness. 4 includes principles of informed consent, respect for persons, assessing risks and beneficence, and subject selection, justice. An ethic code was published in 2002, was developed by APA. It is said that the APA Ethics Code sets standards of ethical behavior, provide ethical principle for the researcher or psychologists who involve in research. The ethical dilemma presented by social research has been recognized by a number of expert bodies. For example, the British Sociological Association (BSA) first adopted as Statement of Ethical Principles in 1973. The BSA has since revised its guidance on a number of occasions, seeing it as organic rather than the set of fixed rules. The issues that are dealt with by the BSA Statement of Ethical Principles can be summarized around 3 general themes. 1. The maintenance of professional integrity. Researchers are encouraged to explain their work as fully as possible to all sponsors, facilitators, and research participants in ways that are likely to be meaningful to them. 2. Protecting the interests of research participants. These are taken to include individuals and groups of all kinds. This is commonly manifested in a call for researchers to adhere to the doctrine of informed consent. 3. Relations with sponsoring bodies, colleagues, employers, employees, and members of other professions. Researchers are urged to reflect on the implications of their research given the organization for which they may be working and the nature of the research itself. The intention here is to ensure that research remains independent when commissioned by an external body. Other Agency of Ethics in Social Research Association (SRA), whose Statement of Ethical Guidelines offer a framework within which the conscientious social researcher should, for the most part, be able to work comfortably. Where departures from the framework of principles are contemplated, they should be the result of deliberation rather than of ignorance, by SRA in 2003. The SRA states clearly that it has no intention of establishing a set of authoritarian or rigidly prescriptive regulations, by SRA in 2003. Rather, it sees as its responsibility to assist those researchers who are struggling to come to grips with a series of difficult decisions and who are searching for reassurance in relation to certain key issues. Ethical issues. Ethics, which is considered as a valuable tool, can also sometimes result in conflict. All research raises ethical issues. We are focusing on those issues that are concerned with the behavior of researchers and the penalty that their research brings to the people they study when we talk about ethics in social research. The 3 problems that can affect qualitative studies include the relationship between researcher and participants, the subjective interpretation of data by researcher, and research design itself. The 3 problems that can affect qualitative study includes the relationship between the researcher and participant, the subjective interpretation of data by researcher, and research design itself. For example, the interview may lead to painful experiences and the participant may experience distress during the interview when we interview victims of violence. In such situation, researcher faces a dilemma that whether the researcher should carry on the interview and gain more information about the topic under study, or to end the interview and give advice to the participant for treatment or counseling service. If the researcher decides to continue, it means that the information he is getting is more beneficial and the distress faced by the participants. If the researcher decides to continue, it means that the information he is getting is more beneficial than the distress faced by the participant. If the researcher decides to stop the research, this shows that he is aware about the effect of the interview on participants and their rights as well. The participants should be referred to counseling is the moral obligation of the researcher. It is difficult to predict the ethical dilemmas that may arise from an interview, but the researcher needs to be aware of sensitive issues and potential conflicts of interest, by Ramos in 1989. During the research process, the ethical issues can arise due to various reasons. Ethical issues can also arise of the research problem, for example, topics such as determinants of child sexual abuse, intelligence, or alcoholism. The setting like school, police station, or hospital where research are carried out. The procedure used in doing the research can sometimes have negative effects on the research participants. Covert observation methods are used for data collection. Homeless people, mental health patients, and children who serve as the research participants may be susceptible and moderately powerless to resist being studied. The type of data collected, personal or financial information. The organization in which research takes place may ask the researcher for the results in order to see whether it affects the organization functioning and objectives or not. External agencies such as governments, employers or service providers put pressure upon research participants in order to be involved in the research. Some of the important ethical issues are as follows. A. Institutional approval. There are various research that takes place in settings such as police station, in jail or prison or schools. There are some organizations in which we need formal approval by the member of organization before the research may be carried out. Furthermore, the proposals they put forward should be clear and specific about the nature of the research. The organization should be in position to understand precisely what the research intends on the basis of the documentation provided by the researcher and other communications. So any form of deceit or sharp practice such as lies, lying by omission and partial truths is unacceptable. Finally, the research should be carried out strictly in accordance with the protocol for the research as laid down by the researcher in the documentation. Material changes are not permissible and if unavoidable may require additional approval to remain ethical. B. The use of deception. When participants are given wrong information about the purpose of the research, this is the time when the researcher may take help of deception. For example, in study of obedience by Milgram, the participants were made to feel that they will be giving actual shock to the learners who answer incorrectly. In reality, the learners were the Confederates and they were faking responses and the shock administered was not real. The fundamental ethical position, that is the deception, should not be used in psychological research procedures. There is no circumstances in which deception is acceptable if there is a reasonable expectation that physical pain or emotional distress will be caused. However, it is identified that there are situations in which use of deception may be justified. If the proposed research has scientific, educational or applied value or the prospect of it, then deception may be considered. If the use of deception is the only feasible option, it is incumbent on the psychologist to explain the deception as early as possible. C. Research with person in a less powerful position to the researcher. Psychologists are seen as more powerful than others. For example, the clients are often seen as dependent on psychologists for treatment and help. This may convey that the research participants who refuses to participate in the research may face adverse consequences, or they may face the pressure to confirm their participants because the researchers are more powerful. There is an ethical obligation of the psychologist to protect the individual from such circumstances. The ethical obligation is to give the individual fair choice whether they want to participate in research or not. D. Privacy. The major issue faced in survey research is of privacy. The questions that are related to person's privacy, such as sexual behavior or personal relationship, should be avoided. For example, the variables like income, age, marriage status may be considered as an attack to privacy. E. Harm. Harm is considered other ethical issues in social research. Physical harm. Physical harm in research process is the most readily identifiable type of harm for the researcher to perceive, and therefore it is considered the simplest way to take care of and protect participant against this type of harm. A researcher should focus on trying to identify the safety risk related to the research. Psychological harm. Sometimes participants are placed in stressful, embarrassing situations without providing any type of benefit for their participation. Some people may consider harmful to place people in such stressful situation. In a study by Zimbardo in 1973 is a correct example of psychological harm faced by the participant. Participants were taken to a stimulated prison environment. The group of subjects were divided into guards and prisoners. The prisoners were referred only by prison numbers and they were given a standard dress to wear, and the guards were given militarized uniforms and reflective sunglasses. The participants were asked to enact their required role. However, after 6 days, the experiment had to be abandoned when both groups significantly over-identified with their roles. The guards became threatening and aggressive, and the prisoners became disorganized and passive. Harm to the researcher. Even the researchers may face harmful situations in the research process. For example, in a study by Schwartz in 1964, during his study in a mental hospital, he was attacked verbally and physically when seen as a secret agent by both patients and staff. Ethical standards in reporting research. 1. Plagiarism. Plagiarism is the most important aspect that need to be taken care of. It referred to the process in which people copy other works without making any changes in it as their work. It is believed that quotation marks, citation of the source of original work is accepted, but directly copying chunks of others' work is not appropriate. 2. Proper credit for publication. It is ethically inappropriate to stake a claim on work which one has not actually done or in some way contributed to substantially. This includes claiming authorship on publications. The principal author of a publication, the first named, should be the individual who has contributed the most of the research. 3. Publishing the same data repeatedly. When data are published for the second or more time, then the publication should clearly indicate the fact of republication. This is acceptable. It is not acceptable to repeatedly publish the same data as if for the first time. 4. Availability of data for verification. Following the publication of results of research, they should be available for checking or verification by other researchers. 5th, ethical principles. Ethical principles are the guides to our moral behavior. Ethical principles are universal. That is, it should be applicable in the same manner as in all countries, cultures and communities. There are 5 ethical principles which are as follows. 1. Informed consent is the most important ethical principle in research. In this ethical principle, the participants are given choice whether they want to participate in research or not. On the basis of their willingness to participate, they agree to the participation. This means that people should have their right to decide about their participation. They should not be pressurized to do so. If people agree to participate in research, this does not mean that they are required to answer each and every question. They are free to leave the research whenever they want to. Participants should be told about the aim of research before they agree to participate in the research. Things that need to be told to the participant before they agree includes the following. Research participants should be informed about the aim, procedures and the exact duration of the research. Participants should be aware of their right to withdraw at any point of time whenever he or she likes to. Participants should be told about the consequences of the backing out from research. The participants should be informed about the risk, stress and adverse outcomes which might influence their decision to participate. The benefits that may emerge from research should be informed to the participant. Information provided by the participant should be kept confidential and they should be made aware of it. The participant should be told about the incentive that they will get after the research. Participants should get in touch with the person whom they may approach for further details about the research and the rights of participation in the research. 2. Confidentiality. The ethical obligation to safeguard the information provided by a person from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, modification, loss or theft. In order to maintain a trusting relationship with the participant, the research needs to ensure confidentiality of information provided to him. 3. Debriefing. As soon as the research is over or essential stages are complete, debriefing should be carried out. There is a mutual discussion between researcher and participant to fully inform the participant about matters such as the nature of the result, the results of the research and the conclusion of the research. 4. Justice. The ethical obligation to be fair and just is the principle of justice. This principle focuses on avoiding the exploitation and abuse of the participants. This principle treats each person as equal. It also focuses on the equal distribution of benefits and outcomes so that no one over or under benefited by the research. Anonymity. Researcher intentionally does not write the name of the participant so that the identity of the people who take part in your research can be protected. The researchers commonly use pseudonyms in order to prevent research participants from being individually identifiable. Summary. The concept of ethics in research is traced back to the establishment of Nuremberg Code. Ethics are considered important in research because sometimes manipulation of variables can subject participants to undesirable or even harmful experience. However, if ethical principles are followed in a research, then participants can be protected from this harmful effect. Although ethics are a valuable tool in psychological research, but sometimes they may lead to conflict like the institutional approval, the use of deception, privacy and research with the individual who possess less power or position than researcher. Some of the ethical standards which need to be taken care at the time of reporting research include plagiarism, proper credit for publication, publishing the same data repeatedly, and availability of data for verification. 5 ethical principles which are important in research include informed consent, confidentiality, anonymity, justice, and debriefing. All these principles are needed to be taken care during the research process in order to carry out a successful research. However, one should not only focus on ethical principles but also should try to minimize the ethical issues which can operate in the course of research.